Welcome back to Velshi and Rule. This week, climate change was a major focus of the 2020 Democratic campaigns, as Hurricane Dorian, of course, pummeled the Bahamas Islands and the southeastern United States. It is all a stark reminder that storms have been getting more frequent and a lot more intense. Several presidential candidates took the moment to release new plans to combat climate change. Cory Booker, Pete Buttigieg, Kamala Harris, and Elizabeth Warren. Their strategies include a variety of policies, including climate bonds and pollution-free for companies. And all of these candidates are pushing for a zero-emission economy by the latest 2050. Joining me now, Miro Corena. She is the co-founder of Our Daily Planet, an independent environmental news service. You've said before that the gold standard of climate plans came from Washington Governor Jay Inslee. But here's the thing. Governor Inslee has dropped out of the race. He wasn't even polling at 1%. Given that truth, how much of a priority is climate change really to the American voters?
Hey, Stephanie, look, I think Governor Inslee had made an important impact in that when he entered this race, his entire focus was on climate change. Therefore, he brought the conversation of a lot of this primary process to the issue. And when he exited the race, he left his 6 very detailed climate proposals as open source material for other candidates to emulate and to use, and hopefully, if they're elected president, to implement. And, you know, I think we see a lot of Governor Inslee's ideas in these other plans. So while he didn't have the polling numbers, I think that his impact on this election process has really been felt.
In terms of implementation of all the plans out there, which policies stand out to you as not just the most effective, but the most that are actually possible to get passed and implemented?
You know, I think the thing here is Democrats really need to use this primary process when climate change is having such a big moment and is being talked about, like it will be at our upcoming MSNBC forum on September 19th and 20th, and to really engage the American voters who are concerned about climate change, and polls show this, and they want the federal government to take action, to show that Democrats are the party that are willing to do something about this. And in the hopes that they win the White House, they win the Senate, and that they keep the House. Because otherwise, implementing any of these policies is going to become incredibly challenging. And, you know, as we've seen with President Obama, you can do a lot through executive action, but that can also easily be undone by the next president. So, you know, I think Democrats really have to sell their story here now that they have the chance.
Can you help us understand this distinction? Because Bernie Sanders has proposed declaring climate change a national emergency. Is that an important distinction?
That's an incredibly important distinction. And I think that question should be asked of all of these candidates, because when a president declares something a national emergency, as we've seen President Trump do with immigration, that gives the president of the United States executive powers that he or she can use to reappropriate funds, you know, for the climate emergency. And I think that's a really important litmus test for how far the president or contenders are willing to go should they be elected president in using executive action. Because Senator Kamala Harris, she dodged that question when she was asked it on CNN at their town hall the other night. And I think that's an incredibly important distinction to make. And really, we should be asking all these candidates where they stand.
Hey, MSNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there and click on any of the videos here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more MSNBC for free every day with our newsletters. Just visit msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up now.